everyone, and welcome to Moffitt Cancer Center's annual Veterans Day recognition ceremony. My name is Don Futrell. I am, first of all, proud to be a Navy veteran and honored to serve as Vice President of Facilities and Support Services here at Moffitt. This morning, on behalf of our founder, the Honorable H. Lee Moffitt, and our CEO, Dr. Alan List, and the entire leadership team here at Moffitt, we want to thank you for joining us this morning as we raise the flag in honor of our veterans. At this time, I'd like to ask all of the men and women here who have served in the military to please stand and be recognized. Let me thank each of you for your service to this wonderful country. Now, please join me in welcoming Valerie Storms, our manager of the department, to offer today's invocation. Valerie?
Thank you, Don. This morning, I would like to offer an open-eyed blessing for you. If you are more comfortable bowing your heads and closing your eyes, certainly I would invite you to do that. But I found there's something special about looking in the faces and eyes of those around me as I offer an invocation. So please join me now as we ask a blessing on this time. In the name of all that is holy, we give thanks, first for these among us who have served so bravely and so proudly in all branches of our service. We also look back and thank those who have gone before us, who have served as well. This year we are acknowledging the 100 years since the signing of the armistice that was to end the war, to end all wars. And we are aware that has not happened. But we're grateful that we continue to have people among us who rise up to the occasion, who serve us in our services. Among these are people that are also raising up those for our future, and we are grateful for those as well. For behind every serviceman and servicewoman is usually at least one parent, if not two, that has nurtured them to be where they are. If they have married, then they have married people who continue to nurture them. And we want to give thanks to our military families as well, for they too have offered a lot of sacrifice so that we can stand here and gather and acknowledge the greatness of the country in which we live. As we participate in this service today, and as it comes to a time for us to leave this gathering, may we go with a sense of renewed peace, a sense of renewed commitment to bring that peace to others. And we ask this in the name of all that is holy. Amen.
Thank you, Valerie. Now, under the leadership of Senior Chief Lonnie Cason II, we're honored to have the Gaither High School Navy Junior ROTC Color Guard here today to present the colors and to raise the flag. Also, the National Anthem this morning will be performed by Moffitt Research Coordinator Jessamine Cadenas. You may recognize her from her appearance on the X Factor during Season 1. So at this time, I would ask everyone to please stand for the presentation of the colors, the raising of the flag, and the singing of our National Anthem.
Right turn, march. Colors, halt. Present, colors. Ready, cut.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through last fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Forward. Push.
You could be seated now. Thank you. Thank you, Gaither High School, Junior ROTC, and Jasmine. That was a beautiful rendition. We appreciate it very much. It's now my distinct pleasure to introduce to you a name that really needs no recognition or no introduction, Mrs. Jessica Schwarzkopf. Jessica is the daughter of the late former commander of the U.S. Central Command, General Norman Schwarzkopf, who was lovingly known as Soreman Norman by his troops. General Schwarzkopf successfully led the coalition efforts during Operations Desert Storm and Desert Shield. Jessica herself is a film producer and currently working on several projects about her late father. But she too has faced a courageous battle. Jessica was diagnosed with breast cancer when she was only in her 30s. She was successfully treated here at Moffitt, and today we're very, very proud to say she's cancer-free. Please join me in welcoming Jessica Schwarzkopf.
Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful rendition of the national anthems. That was beautiful. I'm extremely honored to celebrate such a wonderful occasion here today with you. And now for our guest of honor, it is with great respect and admiration that I introduce Floyd Cook. Mr. Cook is a retired Air Force veteran, having served more than 20 years in computer systems operations. He has been awarded several medals for his service and even held the highest level of security clearance during his tenure. Mr. Cook helped to provide satellite communications for the Cold War, Iraq War, Operation Desert Storm, and the war in Afghanistan. After being diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2013, Floyd underwent chemotherapy and radiation treatments. In July of this year, Mr. Cook became a candidate for a new, innovative treatment known as CAR-T therapy. He was admitted to Moffitt for 10 days to undergo a T-cell transplant. Unfortunately, his battle with cancer wasn't over. September, just this last month, Mr. Cook was diagnosed with lung cancer. But as you will see, he is doing very well. He remains courageous and strong in his faith. On behalf of the Moffitt Cancer Center and the Schwarzkopf family, including my mother Brenda, who's here with me today, please stand and join me in welcoming Floyd Cook to receive a special plaque donated by Vistra Communications. I wonder if should I take this out of here? Here we go. Sir?
Good morning. I'm trying my best not to cry. It's such an honor. Well, first it was an honor to serve my country for over 20 years. And to my fellow vets out there, thank you all for your service. It's just amazing. From my journey to coming to Moffitt, starting in 2013, and all the treatments and all the things I went through, and meeting some of the most wonderful people in the world, the nurses, the doctors, it's just unbelievable. For my family, my caregiver, it was just amazing. And for, even though she announced that I had lung cancer, I am in total remission. And I think the key to be a survivor is first to have faith. After you have faith, it's your attitude, you know, how you keep going. Don't give up. Never give up. Keep fighting, and you just keep fighting. And most of all is make sure that you do whatever your doctors say and stuff. Believe it, it's very important, you know. But I just want to thank you all. It's an honor. I don't want to start coughing, but it's just unbelievable, you know. Thank you all. I love you all. I love Moffitt. I love the U.S. Air Force. I do. I went in when I was very young, I stayed, but I do. Thank you all.
Good morning. My name is Dan Rodney, Colonel, United States Army Special Forces, retired. I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak today, and I'm also grateful for the opportunity to represent Moffitt's veteran team members. But before I begin, I'd like to recognize some of our special guests. Representative-elect Fentress Driscoll, Florida House, District 63. City Councilman Louis Vieira. Former Tampa Chief of Police, Jane Castor. Miss Brenda Schwarzkopf. Ma'am, thank you so much for being here today. Miss Jessica Schwarzkopf. Thank you for taking a special part in today's ceremony, honoring Senior Master Sergeant Floyd Cook. Thank you for your service. Lieutenant General Bailey and his daughter Carrie, sir, thank you for your service. Lieutenant General Bailey, United States Air Force, retired, dedicated 32.5 years of service, 5,900 flight hours as a command pilot. That equates to years in the air. I've learned that as a lieutenant general while on active duty, he had more flight hours than any other lieutenant general or general, including an astronaut. Lieutenant General Bailey completed his career as the Commanding General of Air Force Special Operations Command, which is the component command to U.S. Special Operations Command, leading an organization of 13,000 strong. Sir, thank you for your service. I'd also like to recognize Lieutenant Colonel Brian Butler, CEO of Vistra Communications. Thank you for your service. Also, thank you for donating all of the flags and the plaque for this ceremony. Gaither High School JROTC, your drill-in ceremony is excellent. Thank you. Miss Jessamine, I have no words. That was incredible. And Nikki, I'm not going to ask you to stand, but I want to recognize a fellow Moffitt teammate, Miss Nikki Inda. Thank you so much for all of your work in coordinating this effort. That took a lot of leadership and drive. Thank you. This Sunday, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, marks the centennial of the formal conclusion of the hostilities of the First World War. This special day helps us remember the service and sacrifice of the American Expeditionary Force, whose valiant and arduous efforts ensured victory 100 years ago in what at that time was thought to be the war to end all wars. This special day also serves another important purpose. It provides an opportunity to thank each and every man and woman who's honorably served while wearing the uniform of our nation's armed forces. It's an opportunity to thank our nation's veterans, ordinary citizens who, while serving, have been continuously called upon to do extraordinary things. Ordinary citizens whose stories as veterans are wide-ranging, diverse, and unique. We come from all walks of life, from all parts of the country, and from all backgrounds. But through military service, we share one common thing. We share fundamental qualities, namely the embodiment of clear values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. Through serving in the profession of arms, we learn that embracing these core values contributes to the effectiveness of our military culture, one that forges the sort of trust that you could absolutely bet your life on, builds the level of teamwork that accomplishes the most difficult, dangerous, and hazardous of missions, and solves the most complex, ambiguous, and challenging of problems, all to the end of protecting our national interests, preserving our way of life, and safeguarding the things that we as Americans hold dear. And even after serving, they inspire us to a deeper sense of purpose. They contribute to advancing the common good, and they encourage us to continue serving our nation, our society, and our communities well beyond our time in uniform. I believe that here at Moffitt Cancer Center, we as a team also embrace the importance of values. They contribute to the excellence of our efforts and our Moffitt culture. It drives us to relentlessly pursue the accomplishment of our mission. It focuses us on our patients and their families. They are at the center of everything we do. And it inspires us to do the very best work of our lives. So on this day, this Veterans Day, as we thank and honor our nation's veterans, I also ask that in honoring them, we celebrate the importance of values. In the words of the late President John F. Kennedy, a Navy veteran, as we express our gratitude, we must remember that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but it is to live by them. A values-based approach is precisely why Moffitt Cancer Center is such a special place. And I believe that is one of the many reasons why my fellow veterans and I are grateful and proud to serve with this incredible team. At a top 10 best hospital for cancer, top ranked in Florida and the entire Southeast, the only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center in the state, and I think we would all agree is perhaps the most purposeful, cause-driven, and mission-focused company in the nation, Moffitt Cancer Center. May God bless our nation's veterans, our service members, and their families. May God bless our patients, our team members, and their families, and may God bless the United States of America. To close this ceremony, please join me in welcoming the Moffitt Choral as they sing an Armed Forces tribute. And I would ask every service member to stand and family member to stand as their service song is played. Thank you.
let me just say thank you to the Moffitt Corral and go Navy. Again, I know that Dan recognized Brian Butler earlier, but we once again, on behalf of Moffitt, want to thank you for your kind contribution of the flags and the plaque this morning. We really appreciate it. Thank you. At this time, we just want to say thanks once again to all of our veterans, their families who serve as well as they do, and give them one more round of applause before we dismiss. At this time, we'd like to invite all of our veterans, families, and honored guests over to the Stabile Research Building afterwards for a light breakfast. So this concludes our ceremony for this Veterans Day. And thank you all for coming, and enjoy the rest of your day, and God bless America.